Hi, I'm Peggy at Headshots by Peggy, and today we have Merrick McCartha with us. So Merrick is here with us, and as you can see, he's wearing a police uniform. You may be asking, why is Merrick wearing a police uniform?
You may be asking that. The reason I'm wearing a police uniform is because I have an audition today for a police officer.
We thought it would be an ideal time to talk about what to wear to auditions.
Yes. So one thing I encourage actors to do is to invest in some things that you generally will get called in for. I generally get called in for a law enforcement officer of some kind.
Detective,
police officer, detective, FBI. So I have those things in my wardrobe that are that look, that are my go-to things. And even though sometimes people think it's hokey to take headshots in a costume, it's actually something that gets you called in because they look for people that either have the outfit or simply are very much what they're looking for anyway. So to have that lab coat.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no.
But, I've talked to many casting directors, and a lot of them say, when they're looking through 5,000 thumbnails, when they see somebody that is the part, it just kind of helps them. They're going to automatically be drawn to that.
Absolutely.
So whatever part you think you're a fit for.
Yeah, and again, it's not essential. Sure, if you don't have that right now, if you feel like, hey, I think my commercial shot, my one that I go to, that should convey the look without having the actual costume or outfit on, that's okay too. But I'm telling you that in a lot of cases, it does give you a slight edge on getting called into the audition and wearing it to the audition, believe it or not.
Now, this specific audition that you have today, the audition said specifically.
Yes. So when the role says cop, sometimes it doesn't say dress as a cop, and that's fine. You don't have to. But there are many times when it says for wardrobe, cop uniform, or something similar. So it's good to have this type of outfit for me. It does help me. If I didn't have this, I would wear dark pants and a dark t-shirt. That does work well as something similar that they're talking about. And also the quality of your outfit. I'm not saying go to Party City and get a plastic costume out of a plastic bag. I mean, go get something that's actually pretty authentic and material. If you get something that's plastic and really obviously costumey, it's going to distract from the audition, the casting person. So just be aware you want to have, if it's in your budget, do that. But if not, something similar. But you want to be aware that they tend to want that look of the actual outfit.
So it's important what you wear to an audition, and it's important to know your roles. I'm always saying know the roles you're fit for. It's okay, especially if you come to me. I make it easy for people to get multiple looks because I feel very strongly about having multiple looks is going to help you succeed. Because when you're reading these and you're submitting, if you have those different looks already uploaded, then yes, you have your default commercial and your default theatrical, but if you have the specific, if you have the mom, if you have the attorney, if you have the doctor, if you have those specific looks, when that role comes available, you can submit those specific headshots that are going to be very helpful. I personally am very, very, very passionate about that, so I do make it easy for you to get tons of looks. For you to get tons of looks.
Yeah.
But also, when your agent submits you or you submit yourself, when you get called in for an audition, it tells you what the casting director, what picture they saw, right?
Right. You should have, when you get a casting notice, either from a self-submission or from your agent, they should include the photo that was selected or used for your casting. So you at least have an idea of what they saw that made them consider picking you. So you don't have to wear that exact outfit in the headshot. You can, but you could also wear something similar, but more importantly, you want to wear something that's appropriate for the role and adheres to any specific wardrobe directions they may have. And sometimes it's very general. It'll just say business casual or casual. Sometimes it'll say specifically white lab coat, business suit, police uniform or similar. So you want to make sure that you're aware of that. But having the headshot that's already in that look, that definitely does help you get the edge of getting called in.
Right. Now, the other thing, it's good to know, be aware. But when you get that, back, I know you're really good at reading over it. When Sam gets auditioned, sometimes I skim over it, and that's terrible because then you get there. So take the time to read and find out what they're looking for.
Yeah, very important. Read through the
Really
audition notice very carefully, because there are certain things that if you don't follow them, they could exclude you from being selected for the role. Certain casting directors are very particular about you following specific directions, and are usually all of them very annoyed when you didn't take the time to look through. I've seen guys show up to auditions completely inappropriately dressed for the role, and you could see the look of annoyance on the casting person that's there. So just don't waste your own time. Don't waste their time, especially.
Well, it's like anything. You
Yeah.
should dress for, if you're going to, get a loan or buy a house or do something, you should dress like you should dress respectably.
Yeah.
You should always dress. If you're going to the grocery store, you dress one way. If you're going to a business meeting, you dress another way. Well, this is basically, you need to dress for the part, because that's, this is in every area of life. It's good, but this is your job. This is what's going to make you money. This is what's going to help promote your career and move you forward. So it's important that, I think the reason a casting director would get annoyed is they feel like you're not serious. If you don't even read the things and follow the 3 lines of instructions, they're like, how serious is this person?
And also consider that they look at that audition as how you're going to behave on set with their client.
Right.
So if you're showing up to the audition late, not dressed, inappropriately dressed, they're thinking, okay, this is what my client could expect on set, and I don't want to have that person to be selected, and you're not even in the running for a callback because of that. So some basic processes with your going to the audition. One, you want to check the headshot that you used. Make sure you adhere to the wardrobe instructions and dress appropriately there. Now, if you're driving a ways, even in LA, sometimes my drive is a little long, maybe 20, 30 minutes, as opposed to 3 hours when I used to live in San Diego. In any of those cases, if you're on a long drive, it's okay to have your shirt off and t-shirt, and have your shirt you're going to wear in the audition off and hanging up in the back seat. And then when you get there, you can step out, throw your shirt on. It's very common all over LA to see actors hopping out of their car, throwing on their shirt and tie, putting on a suit. I do it. I see all other actors do it. So that's very common. And you want to have a crisp look when you walk in that room. You don't want to have that flustered, I've been driving in the car for a while, it's hot as it is these days. You don't want to bring that look into the audition room as well. So that's another helpful thing. And with your headshots, one thing you notice about what's calling you in the room is you'll see which headshots are getting you these auditions. You'll see more and more what's getting you the audition, which headshot is doing that. It could be something that you're self-submitting. It could be something the casting director simply finds and looks and uses. It more likely is your agent selecting that particular headshot. So this gives you a clue of which headshots are working for you and which headshots are not. Which are your agent might see are your least productive headshots, and then you can look at, okay, let's swap out this look with something different.
Maybe it's time to get updated. Try that look again in a different.
Because I haven't changed looks in like 20 years. I look the same, and any of my high school friends will tell you that. So I haven't felt the need to get headshots based on just how old I look. But the look of what's working for me, I definitely updated based on that, and that's been a huge help in understanding that.
And for you, I think you get new headshots every 9 months to a year.
Yeah.
And it's not just it's not just, oh, you need a new look, but sometimes it's, when they're going through, they want to make sure that you're putting new headshots up.
That's true. And that's another thing that we can maybe, if you know and can comment about this, but I've heard from agents that the casting profiles will show the date of your headshot in some way, and that either casting people can see that, or the algorithm for the casting site, when they submit you, the older headshots are not as effective as newer headshots. So agents have told me this, and it's happened to me where I've had great headshots for a while, suddenly wasn't getting anything. Then an update of a mediocre headshot from another photographer, and suddenly I'm getting auditions or getting called in. So just be aware, it's not just, hey, I look the same, or hey, these are great, I don't need to. If they're old, you want to consider getting an update just to show the casting person a new look, or we really suspect that the casting profile sites are sorting based on the date of that.
And you
headshot.
can comment if you know.
I've heard from agents. I've experienced it, but if you know firsthand,
I know. Last time you uploaded, we did headshots. You uploaded some headshots, and then it seemed like you just got a flood of auditions.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes
keep that
sense
in mind.
because they want to know that they want to know that it's not like a real estate agent and their pictures from 20 years ago. They want to know they're fresh and
that too.
So that
and some people, they worry. Casting people really worry about their time being wasted because they called you in and you don't look like the headshot that they picked. That's one of the top worries that they have. Now, kids, of course,
all the time,
all the time, all the time. Our daughter Sammy, she looked 12 a year ago. Now she's passing for 18. It's
ridiculous.
You gotta
literally. We've been 3 headshots in the last year, because she didn't look. The change anyway.
Yeah,
so those are and sometimes even as an adult, you just go through a time where you're like, wow, I don't look like my headshots anymore.
Right.
We know you don't have that problem, but some of us do.
Well, haircuts, hair color changes. For men, the facial hair, things like that. So just keep that in mind with your headshots. Yes.
One more thing I want to make sure I don't forget. When you go into an audition, you should always, always, always have some printed headshots with you. Whether it says they're going to ask for it or not, because you don't want to be that one actor that shows up and is like, oh man, You should always have, a folder that has, you keep your stuff together. It makes you look organized. They're not all dogged up and they're not all, dog-eared and been thrown around in the car.
Yeah.
Keep them nice. If you have at least 2 of the same, 2 of each of your headshots, then when they ask for it, it's like, oh yeah, you're prepared.
Yeah, always be prepared. Yes, of course, in commercial world and theatrical world, audition-wise, it's all mainly electronic, by and large. Maybe some independent films or even some features will just do all hard copy everything. But when you go into an audition, they have your casting profile with that headshot. They type up your name, it pops up, they notate that you're there, and then they run through your audition. Mm-hmm. Now, when you're going in there, sometimes there's clients there that want to see your headshot. They want to look at your resume sometimes, and sometimes they just want to have a reference point when they're trying to make a decision. Your hard copy is there. They can put you side by side with another actor, actress. They can kind of see that matchup, or they kind of want to get a grouping of the different selections they have, just for reference. Because hard copy is still something that old-fashioned or old-school clients like to use to help them with however their system works. So be prepared. Have a hard copy with you, at least 2, of the look that got you into the audition, so they know that's the same person that they see on their casting profile.
And they're not expensive.
No, they're inexpensive. The days of needing to buy the hundreds of batches,
you
don't really need to do that.
You just need a few, but you do need to have.
Yeah, you should have them because they will ask for them. There will be an occasion where they'll request them, and you want to avoid any stumbling blocks if you can possibly do it. So why not just be prepared and have it, as opposed to be that close and be that one actor that has that mark of they're unprepared, they don't have their headshot, now they're not really that much being considered. What else did we talk about for?
I was just going to ask you if there's.
I think we talked about the quality of the outfits. You can go to places to get lab coats. They're not really expensive. Even police uniforms.
You can go to a uniform shop. You can go to a thrift store.
Yep.
You can go to. I wouldn't go to like a Party City. They're just. They look flimsy.
There's they're obviously costuming. This badge is an actual metal. There's a place in LA called the Prop Room. I think it's off of Venice Boulevard, and they have a room about the size of our kitchen, honey, that's full
Wow.
full of nothing but police badges, like metal, from different states, different agencies, different counties, sheriff's, police, FBI. They have a bunch of them, and you can get one. You don't have to get all of them, but something
Right.
that gives you more of an authentic look,
Right.
as opposed to the plastic one that you might get at a Party City. You know, it may be more helpful. And when you're starting out and you're self-submitting, having a more authentic, real uniform with a real metallic badge. Some parts, they want you to have your own uniform, your own police, your own
Right, if
doctor's
you're doing
coat.
like a low budget or
Yeah,
something, you're just
yeah,
getting started.
Yeah, and that can help you get that job because
Your own
now
tuxedo.
your own tuxedo. Your own tuxedo is also a big one.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. You want to have some basic items there for to help your career, not just to wear in your headshots, but also for you to wear into your auditions. So
Yeah,
that's the-
but I think I did want to let you know that, you know, there are people that say, oh, it's cheesy to, you know, get headshots in costume.
Mhm.
But you're an actor. This is what you do for a living, is
Yeah.
act. You dress up and portray something else.
Right. You're not
So-
going to see Leo DiCaprio in a police uniform headshot. He doesn't need to, obviously. But if you're starting out and you're looking for work and you're trying to get yourself into these audition rooms,
Right.
you don't want to add any hurdles to yourself because you're too proud or stuffy as an actor to open yourself up,
Right.
you know, to the real business world, the business end of this.
And it's definitely not a requirement, but it's definitely not going to hurt you, especially if you're, you know, like I said, you know, I try to make it easy for people to get a bazillion looks. Well, not quite a bazillion, but several looks.
Yeah.
And, you know, so why not have, if you are, you know, like Merrick, he's the detective, the cop, the, you know,
Yeah.
the doctor, the attorney. So, you know, have those,
Yeah,
have
and
those
not
on
just
hand.
again, not just theatrically. I've gotten theatrical roles because I've
You
got
were a cop,
just
this-
on one of the soap operas.
Well,
recently.
yeah, but on Get Shorty.
Oh yeah, I was a detective on that in a suit.
Oh, yeah, but you were a detective. It was still a detective.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So I should watch the shows that he's on. I watched the shows.
I know you. I know. It's okay.
So anyway, I think we covered it.
Yeah.
Did we miss anything important?
I don't think so. Just so happened I'm going to an audition and she was going to do her vlog and I said, hey, I can talk a bit about this whole situation.
I've been trying to get him to come on the vlog with me for a while.
You
Because
do
I
so
know,
well on your own.
well, everybody likes you though.
No, everyone loves you. You're the one with all the valuable headshot information.
Well, that's because you take me to all these amazing classes and meetings, and we talk to people and we brainstorm and anyway, leave me comments. What subjects do you question? What questions do you have for him? What questions do you have that you want me to go dig and find the answers to? How can we help you succeed? Because most importantly, if you succeed, I succeed. So I want you to succeed. But anyway, make sure that you've gone to my YouTube and subscribed and click the bell so you get the notifications and you don't miss any of these amazing vlogs. Most importantly, have an amazing week, and I'll see you next week. Thanks. I appreciate you coming on.
Sure. No problem at all.